should be in power. Why should we be bought? Why not just be given awards or rewards or something? Why in secret? And for your information, when Tonsa government came into power, I was offered, do you want to do something? There is a space for you. I said no. I am happy where I am, working in the farms of white people. I'm okay. I'm fine in South Africa doing what I'm doing. But because we put you in power, we will only help where necessary. We will criticize where necessary. We will advise where possible. That's what we taught towards the government. This is why, after 23 June, when Tonsa government came into power, Muvi Wachilungamo is still alive and kicking. We are always available. We are always here, twice a week. Now, when someone who wants to make a name using Muvi Wachilungamo, stand up. Let me give you an advice. You don't stand up that way. When you stand that way, you are digging your own grave in this podium. Because you want to use the name of someone for you to excel, which is wrong. Freedom fighting you do because you have the patriotism in your heart. Freedom fighting you do because you have that zeal that you should fight for the country. But you will not fight by using people's names. And I want to say to all opposition parties, DPP, UDF, or any other party that will come, you will never be in the government by tarnishing the image of another party. Why? Because you are not fighting against them, you are fighting for the country. Tell the people that you will offer what? Manifestos, objectives, policies. That is what will make Malawians vote for you. Well, before I left 4 weeks ago, Mr. Ben Longwe and Mr. Happy Gondwe wrote a letter to me that was posted on Muvi groups that they were resigning from Muvi Wachilungamo because they want to further their objective somewhere. Knowing that I did not employ Mr. Ben Longwe or Mr. Happy Gondwe because Muvi Wachilungamo is not a company. It's a pressure group or a social media group. Therefore, everyone is a member, but without payment or without appointment. So when I received this letter, I didn't answer because in the first place, when they were joining Muvi, they were not assigned or appointed. They were just coming as members. So when they wrote the letter of resignation, I kept it quiet. My absence and my silence by not responding, it's when they came up with an idea of creating their group called Malawi National Congress, MNC. I congratulated them. I wish them well because pressure groups, when there are many, freedom fighting groups, when there are many, a country is assured of success and prosperity. But instead of moving ahead with the MNC, they remained as members of Muvi Wachilungamo. So in Muvi Wachilungamo, we don't chase people. In Muvi Wachilungamo, we have people of different political parties. DPP members are in Muvi Wachilungamo. UDF members are Muvi Wachilungamo. Tonsa Alliance, 9 parties are in Muvi Wachilungamo. Because Muvi Wachilungamo is a non-partisan organization. It is an organization that is enlightening the country, enlightening political parties, enlightening citizens. Therefore, anyone can be a member. So when I saw Mr. Longwe and Mr. Gondwe in Muvi Wachilungamo, after they resigned, I said, Muvi Wachilungamo, cherish that. Unfortunately, they come back and backstab me by lying that I received 20 million. I don't usually tell people my personal life, but today I will. I was born poor from Combo, and I enjoy living that life. I enjoy living that poverty. But if there is any development, I do that development based on my sweat and hard work. I have never received money from any politician, from any political party, from anybody, so that I must save his interest. I don't. When we were fighting for Tonse government to be in power, we wanted to get away from theft, corruption, and nepotism. That is why we said Tonse must come in. Fellow Malawians, in our national anthem there is a word, jealousy, nsanje, in our language. Malawi must get rid of nsanje. If one wants to achieve something, don't include jealousy in this. Just be honest, just be pure, and do your work. God above will bless you, and you will reach any destination of life you dream of. But by using other people's names, tarnishing them, thinking that you are excelling yourself, you are just digging your own political or activism grave. So here is the warning to Mr. Benlong. If you have proof that Tonse government or Mrs. Abida Mia gave me money, please provide it to this audience of your organization, MNC, and these members of Muvi Wachilungamo. Provide that proof to them. Else, maybe you can even ask Mrs. Abida Mia, because Tonse government ministers, their numbers are available everywhere. They are on Facebook. You can ask them, and they can prove to you that yes, we gave 20 million to ban to Sandra's Jew. I explained the meaning of patriotism or freedom fighting. I go in Muvi Wachilungamo, movie number 2. Malawi is one country where objectivity is misconstrued and known as deception. Perhaps this is why on the election campaign of 2019 to 2020, many Malawians believed real thieves will go to Maula and that petty thieves will be freed. We believed that because we are a country that believes in lies, deceptions. We don't read people in the eyes. We don't understand people from the heart. Whatever comes from their mouth, we believe it. Today, thieves are still free, and the innocent people are still languishing in Maula and other prisons of our country. Malawians believed when Mr. Benlong announced that I got 20 million. Nobody wanted to verify. What you did was insult me, my bad head, my ugly face. You believe that I received 20 million and you were angry. You have my number, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you ask me? Instead you insulted me. That is Malawi. But I want to say something. If we cannot move greed and jealousy, our country will never move forward. Before you believe something, verify. Ask. You may not ask me, ask the other people. They will tell you. Mr. Benlong that he heard from Tonse Alliance, but he cannot tell you who in Tonse Alliance told him that I've been paid 20 million. Mr. Benlong said CFF reported that I took 20 million from Mrs. Abida Mia, but Mr. Benlong had not mentioned a person who told him from CFF. CFF is my organization. I created it. The attitude of Malawians of believing whatever is said without verifying is what is making this country not to move forward. Politicians, opportunists take advantage by lying so that they can make a name for them to be awarded or rewarded. Time has now come where we appeal to political parties, politicians and the organizations to look into the inner self of a person before you give money or award you a prize or bribery, because many on the list are not true freedom fighters, but opportunists that have nothing to do and they have no means of survival. So they have They joined freedom fighting